So Space Ghost, SO, and Heineken leave. My expert opinion. Is this what's going on? Is this what's going on? Will Math Hoffa survive? Let's talk about it.
Battle Booth is Hoffa gang on the low. He Hoffa gang on the low. I'm Battle Booth gang, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
These are just the types of things that happen. These are simply the types of things that happen when business starts to get in the way of relationships. This is part of the game. Some people need to understand that this is part of the game. Salute to Queen's Flip. Salute to Math Hoffa. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't seen the interview yet, where Queen's Flip and Math Hoffa pretty much break down and go over what happened as it pertains to my expert opinion, Space Ghost, and the other crew. It's funny to me, right, how some people want to compare and like Math Hoffa to like Joe Budden or situation, not understanding anything about the background, the history, or the behind the scenes. This situation is nothing like Joe Budden, Rory, and Mal, or nothing like that, bro. Nothing like that. Those guys, for example, were creating a very specific type of content that they stuck with throughout the years, and it was growing. Cool. Math Hoffa, in his situation, literally started his show, his podcast, not that long ago, right? Not too long ago. Since Math Hoffa started the podcast has been nothing but transformation. The podcast has been nothing but transformation. It started off in a very specific way, right? We started off with people as co-hosting like Cortez. You know what I'm saying? People co-hosting like Misfit and Knowledge and blase blah. Over the course of time, it's not like this is a set show, right? It's not like this is what it is and this is what it's going to remain and that's it. This show has always been transforming right before our very eyes, right? Right before our eyes, this show has always been transforming and changing. And that's because Math Hoffa's been trying to figuring out what his path and what the lane is that he's going to do and go down. Joe Budden already had a lane that they were going down from the very beginning of their show. Pretty much. So because of the changes that happen, this is in no way, shape, or form even remotely close to that of a Joe Budden situation or nothing like that. There was an actual situation with the Joe Budden, Rory, and Mal to where Rory and Mal asked to see books or accounting and whatever the case was, and there was like a $500 million mistake in accounting as it pertained to that. So from what we know regarding this Joe Budden, Rory, and Mal situation, Joe Budden actually did, right, do something in the background as it pertained to funds, finances, money, or whatever the case is. Bro, there was an almost $500 million mistake that happened in accounting. This is what they found out. So this is not in any way, shape, or form the same situation as that. Because what's going on is apparently the team that Math Hoffa was working with was under the impression that Math Hoffa, I guess, either sold the show or got some kind of deal or has, I guess the number was almost $3 million or whatever the case was. Now, I'm not 100% sure where these news or where that information came from. But ultimately, what they're explaining, what they're talking about is the fact that the crew misinterpreted a lot of situations and believed, right, that Math Hoffa was getting a bag that he truly wasn't. That they wanted money. And apparently that wasn't the case. Apparently, that wasn't the case. What's even more interesting about these guys talking about the situation that happened with Math Hoffa is the fact that, bruh, Queen's Flip is saying that and is confirming that a similar situation happened between him and Space Ghost. Now, Space Ghost was the editor, right? And whatever he was doing, the cameras and the microphone, all that stuff, right? For Queen's Flip before Math Hoffa. Queen's Flip went as far as to hook Space Ghost up with Math Hoffa for the show, whatever the case was. But what's interesting is that Queen's Flip, bruh, Queen's Flip confirms that he was also going through a similar situation with Space Ghost and Math Hoffa. A very, very similar situation with Space Ghost and Math Hoffa. Bro, they talk about the fact that Space Ghost tried to extort Math Hoffa. Tried to extort Math Hoffa for $100,000. Saying that Space Ghost maybe just wants to be in the limelight or whatever the case is. Saying this Space Ghost never communicated whatever his concerns was or his issues were with whatever the case was. Math Hoffa constantly trying to reach out to the man to see what's going on and whatever the case was. And ultimately, what's funny to me is that some people seem to think that for some reason, it's so funny because Queen's Flip made this point in this video too, that it's easy to paint Math Hoffa as a bad guy. It's easy for some people to do that. It's easy for some people to hear what's going on, right? And hear that, oh, he's no longer with the crew and be like, oh yeah, it's Math Hoffa's Math. It's easy to paint Hoffa as the bad guy, bro, until you sit here and you listen and you understand what's going on with everybody. And you hear facts and information coming from the people's mouth themselves.
All over again, but we got genuine like emotions out of something that people always wondered about Smith and Wesson.
Smith and Wesson, I guess, are, I'm not sure if they're like special guests or new co-hosts or something like that, but I guess they're gonna be on the show pretty soon.
And to keep the content going. And I asked God, I was like, yo, God, if this is,
yeah, I need to check out this interview, bro. I need to check out this interview because it says a lot, bro, about friends in business, bro. And I don't think Hoffa's capping about, because they seem to think that Hoffa got a huge bag or something or whatever the case is. So they want more money, but Hoffa's saying that that's not the case and that's not what happened. This is crazy. This is a crazy situation, bro, because
that's how I felt. Was it right? Maybe not. Maybe to him it wasn't. To me, I thought I was doing something good because we was going. If it was up to him and I had the recording where he said how he just wanted little mics and a little thing. We didn't have to get the studio, but I always wanted the aesthetics, the look. That's my fault. Right. He did. I can't take it. He put a lot of fucking work in those first couple of years. He did. Right. And then on time, he's just not a communicator. And he disappeared. So I think the last problem we had was matching.
You're talking about Space Ghost.
The color. I'm like, we're using two different cameras. It looks unprofessional. Please, let's match the color. Match the color. He didn't want to match the color. And that's why he said he put the keys there. And then he ended up, he didn't even tell us.
Your keys back.
Yeah. What's up, JR?
Give you your keys back.
He didn't even tell us. He didn't even tell us he was going to your show. I found out through the Instagram. He didn't say, yo, Flip, G Money.
So Math Hoffa said he gave you your keys back. So it sounds like he didn't give Hoffa back, or Hoffa, whatever it was, which was probably what he was trying to extort him for, which probably would have been like, you know, cameras and blah blah blah, whatever. I don't know what's going on specifically, but
he didn't say that. And when we talked about him, he said, Math hollered at me. I'm like, how you think Math got your number? I yelled. I said, what are you talking about, Math? I gave Math your number. I gave him I said, yo, this is the nigga to go to. But he never said that. He never acknowledged that. To him, he just got it like that. So respect. I got no problem up here, JL. You know, I do feel, you know, sad for the situation.
Bro, I was fucked up for like 2 weeks, not understanding.
I mean, and I even told, but let's talk about it. I told you, yo, Math, get a nigga, I even said, Math, just get a nigga 30K. I told you that. You're like, nah, niggas trying to extort me. You're like, I want to talk. No, you said I want to talk. Let's come up with a rate. I said, man, just get a nigga, try to get a nigga 30K or something, and you have to go. You know, I told you this.
Nah,
and
bro.
you was willing to discuss something with him, but I don't know what happened.
Bro, if niggas knew the plans that I had, I mean, it really don't matter now. Is it, you know, the hand has been played. I'm an avid believer in fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're not in a position where you can jeopardize what we built. Mind you, I was there from day. I mean, it's you know, I'm there from day one. But if this is something that we've been working on, you sign contracts, you don't honor your contracts, you don't answer text messages, and then you active and put it out to the people like why are you doing all this? Like, how hate do you have an individual to just
money, man? It's the money. That's what happens, man. That's why people got to be careful. But one thing about this, though, or the main point that I think, or what I think is most important, is that, bro, this in no way, shape, or form is going to stop Math Hoffa from doing what he's doing. Let me just say that. There has been nothing in Math Hoffa's life and career that has stopped him from continuing to do what he's going to do. This is one of the things that I respect about Math Hoffa. That's one of the primary things that I respect about Math Hoffa. Is that there has been nothing that has stopped him from continuing to grow. If anybody thinks that this is going to stop Hoffa from doing what he's doing, y'all are smoking crack. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The show has been transforming from day one. There have been multiple people on the show. Math Hoffa's been trying to find the path, find the perfect path. And it's going to take situations like this to find the path. This is necessary. This is necessary. Change is good for everybody. Again, this is not going to stop or stunt the growth of my expert opinion. In no way, shape, or form, bro. And I can't believe what was going on behind the scenes, bro, as it pertains to Space Ghost and all these people, man. Trying to extort my dog Hoffa, you know what I'm saying, out of 100 bands. You know what I'm saying? Getting out of a contract, not fulfilling your contracts, you know what I'm saying, that you sign. I mean, sometimes I'm a big advocate for contracts can be trash, but if you signed the contract, then now you're obligated to fulfill the contract. If not, you're just not a man of your word anymore. You're not a man of integrity. You just lose respect, bro, and you just... Let me know what y'all think of this whole mess, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Joe coming at you live and direct from the battle.